This is Ram Showcase
on Sports War Radio
with your host, Sheriff Joe Bags.
Let's go ahead and take a look at this Los Angeles Chargers at Los Angeles Rams game. The Chargers do sit at 1-1, losing in Week 1 to the Kansas City Chiefs, who kind of shocked everybody. We didn't know how Mahomes was going to do. Turns out he started really strong. Sent the Chargers home with a loss there, but the Chargers did bounce back with a win against the Bills. As far as the Rams, oh man, the Rams sitting at 2-0, and their last 6 quarters, I don't know if you guys know this, their last 6 quarters are absolutely insane. 194 yards given up in the last 6 quarters. That goes back to the Raiders game, and have outscored their opponents 57-0. So pretty awesome stuff right there. The Rams are absolutely dominating right now, and it's fun. And I know we're probably going to have some of those games this year where we're not playing as awesome as we should, but I'm doing it now. We talked all offseason about how exciting this Rams team could be, and now that it's happening, now we can kind of celebrate a little bit, depending on how you feel about celebrating for 2-0. I feel really good about celebrating for 2-0. The Rams haven't been 2-0 since 2001, but I have been told by many fans, take it one game at a time. Don't overlook anybody, which is not really what I'm doing. I do the one game at a time because I have to do my show prep. So I focus on one game at a time. I'm not going to prep for the Vikings right now. But also, I don't have to prepare the team. So I feel like I can look at whatever game I want to. But hey, do your thing. I'm not going to tell you how to be a fan. I'm just saying I like to get excited when my team does really well. And especially for most of us Rams fans, we've sat through so many terrible seasons that I feel like we've earned this. We've earned the right to be just a little more cocky than usual. All right? This game does kick off at 1:05 p.m. Los Angeles time. We'll be on CBS. If you guys are interested in seeing if you guys will be able to catch the game on CBS in your local market, make sure you guys check out the Ram Showcase Facebook page. I did share the distribution map. Ian Eagle and Dan Fouts will be on the call. Fouts is a little interesting to me. You go with the former Charger for this game. Interesting. The Rams are favored in this game by 7. Let's take a look at the matchup. So this is... okay. The Chargers might be 1-1. But they actually look pretty strong, especially on paper. So this is the Rams offense versus the Chargers defense. The Rams offense is currently ranked 7th, while the Chargers defense ranks 9th. 7-9. Had Fisher flashbacks writing that one down. Passing the football, the Rams rank 10th, while the Chargers are ranking 13th. The Chargers do have a pretty strong secondary. Running the ball, the Rams are 13th, while the Chargers D is 13th. So should be a pretty decent battle there. The Chargers, again, do have some pretty solid defensive linemen. I don't think that their defensive linemen are as good as the Rams' offensive linemen, though. We'll talk about that here in a second. Jared Goff will be passing against Jaleel Addae, Derwin James, Trevor Williams, and Casey Hayward. Those are the starters in the secondary for the Chargers. Jaleel Addae and Derwin James being the safeties. Derwin James, actually looking like a really strong player, is just a rookie. Todd Gurley will be going against the linebackers Kazir White, Denzel Perryman, and Kylie Manuel. So Perryman, obviously that's a name that a lot of football fans know. Perryman does a very good job out there for the Chargers. The offensive line. So Rams offensive line, we know who those guys are. That's why I'm not going too in-depth onto who are on the Rams team, because especially if you're anything even close to me, then you know this roster front to back, up and down, side to side. You can tell me a number, I'll tell you the player, I'll tell you where he went to school, I'll tell you what he's done this season, what he's looked like. So I'm not going to go too deep into that. But the Rams offensive line versus Isaac Rochelle, who is in for Joey Bosa, who will not be playing in this game on Sunday. Darius Philon and Brandon Mebane and Melvin Ingram III. Melvin Ingram, of course, extremely talented player, but they probably will be switching sides. And I do anticipate Melvin Ingram kind of being more so on the side of Rob Havenstein and not testing Andrew Whitworth on that other side. Let's take a look at the Chargers offense versus the Rams defense. The Chargers offense ranks 3rd in the NFL right now, but the Rams defense also ranks 3rd. So decent battle there. But also keep in mind that this is probably, it's not probably, it is the best offense that the Rams will have seen so far this year. Passing the football, the Chargers rank 3rd, where the Rams are ranking 6th. And running the football, the Chargers tied for 11th, Rams rank 5th against the run. So all good as far as the Rams rankings go on defense, but of course we talked about those numbers. Only 90 passing yards given up to Sam Bradford. So, I mean, you're going to look pretty good when you only give up 90 passing yards. The Rams secondary will be going against Phillip Rivers, Keenan Allen, Tyrell Williams, and Mike Williams. Mike Williams, a very young guy and extremely talented. We know what Keenan Allen can do. Tyrell Williams also looking pretty good. Phillip Rivers puts up quietly some of the better numbers every single year if you kind of pay attention to just numbers, but you're not going to hear him always in the conversation. You're not going to hear him in the GOAT conversation. You're not going to hear him in MVP conversation, but he just quietly does his job really well every single year. The Rams linebackers will be going against Melvin Gordon III and Austin Eckler. It's kind of an interesting stat here that Melvin Gordon, the Chargers running back, is actually the Chargers leading receiver right now, and Austin Eckler, as a running back, backup running back, is also up there. Austin Eckler is, if I do have to confess here, one of the guys I kind of root for in the NFL just because he is from this beautiful state of Colorado that I've heard about, and it's pretty nice. You guys should check it out sometime. Rams defensive line will be going against Russell Okung, Dan Feeney, Mike Pouncey, Michael Schofield III, and Joe Barksdale. Joe Barksdale is, of course, the former Los Angeles Ram at right tackle, or actually St. Louis Ram if you guys want to get technical on me. But Joe Barksdale did used to play for the Rams and is the only former Ram on this Chargers team. Some game notes for you. The first official Battle of Los Angeles, and we've kind of talked about this one a little bit, but I know those fans in Los Angeles are going to get absolutely insane for this one. I'm excited to see the crowd mix in this one. Of course, you know, the Chargers aren't necessarily blowing up the StubHub Center or whatever they're playing in, the little soccer field that they're playing at, but I do think that this is one of those games that a lot of Chargers fans will try to go to and try to get to. I think the attendance will be pretty strong for this game. This is the last time these teams will meet outside of the new stadium. First matchup between these two teams in the new stadium will be a road game for the Rams, which is just disappointing. I'll be honest, it's disappointing. But by this time, the Rams will have new uniforms, so maybe it'll be cool looking at least. Joey Bosa not expected to play. He is not in this game. He is officially listed as out. And also, Mark Barron is unlikely to participate in this game, according to head coach Sean McVay. Jamon Brown not guaranteed a starting role back from Blythe. That is something that I talked about last week. And of course, I do have fan quesos on this. I have a lot of fan quesos this week, so make sure you guys tune into those ones. But Jamon Brown, I would say that he was the Rams' weak spot on the offensive line last year. Not that he played poorly, was just the weak spot. And now with Blythe coming in and playing so strong, I think Jamon Brown might have to wait a few weeks, and if a few weeks might turn into the rest of the season, we don't know. But I've been a Blythe supporter for a while now, and not only because his last name is the same as one of my favorite metal vocalists, but just because he's an awesome player. He does his job really well. I had mentioned it last year that when John Sullivan went out and Blythe had to come in for him, the offensive line didn't skip a beat, and he was doing as good a job, if not slightly better, than John Sullivan even last year. And the only former Ram on this Chargers team is Joe Barksdale. The history of this series, the Rams do lead the all-time series 6-5. The most recent game was November 23rd of 2014. The Chargers did win that game 27-24. That was a heartbreaker, to be completely honest. That was a total bummer. That one was, if you guys remember, Sean Hill threw an interception in the end zone basically at the end of the game to end the Rams' chances. Could have kicked a field goal and tied it, but Sean Hill, he had other plans. He wanted to throw it to a Chargers player and get out of there. He didn't want to go to overtime. The first game between these two teams was October 4th, 1970. The Rams did win that game 37-10. The longest streak for each team in this series. I don't even know if you can call this a streak. Each team their longest streak was just winning 2 games. The Chargers did win in 1979 and 1988, and the Rams did win in 2000 and 2002. So that Rams team was pretty good. Points against each other. I found this stat really interesting. So head-to-head, Rams versus Chargers, each team has scored 290 points against each other. So that tie will be broken on Sunday. Of course, somebody's got to come away winner. Unless there's a third tie in a row, third week, third tie. Oh man, I would be so upset. I hate ties. I don't know. The last time the Rams tied was against the 49ers. That one hurt, but at least we played them like 3 weeks later. And then we beat them with, what, 24 seconds left on the clock, so it almost went as a tie again. It took us 10 full quarters to beat that team once. Oh, that was intense. Hopefully the all-time series is not tied up, though, as the Rams do lead 6-5, as I mentioned before. And this is the first time ever the Rams will play against the Los Angeles Chargers. Of course, the time that the Chargers were in Los Angeles, the Rams were in Los Angeles too, but they did not play that year. Last matchup was 4 years ago. That's a long time in football time. The Rams leaders in that game were Sean Hill, who went 18 of 35, 198 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 picks. The Rams' leading rusher on the day was Trey Mason, 16 carries for 62 yards. Receiving Stedman Bailey, 7 catches for 89 yards and a touchdown. Leading tacklers on the day, we had Alec Ogletree with 8, James Laurinaitis with 6, and TJ McDonald with 6 as well. The Chargers leaders, a few familiar names here. We have Philip Rivers went 29 of 35 for 291, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Running the ball, Ryan Matthews carried the ball 12 times for 105 yards. Ryan Matthews, what a story of that kid. He had so much potential and just never really came into that. Leading receiver on the day was Keenan Allen, had 6 catches for 104 yards and 1 touchdown, and Eddie Royal had 6 catches for 50 yards. And the leading tackler on the Chargers that day was safety Eric Weddle. Rams, who are still on the current roster from this matchup, not a lot of them. And this is based on, I could have gone deeper into the rosters. This is just guys who appeared on the stat sheet. So actually guys who participated in this game and actually did stuff in this game. So we have Johnny Hecker, Greg Zuerlein, Aaron Donald, and Mark Barron for the Rams. And on the Chargers side, Philip Rivers, Keenan Allen, Antonio Gates, Melvin Ingram, and Corey Liuget. But that does it for the game. If I had to give a prediction, I'm going to wait until Sunday. Make sure you guys tune in to the Ram Showcase pregame live. I will be doing that probably, if I had to guess, it'd be about noon LA time that I will be getting that going. And I'm so excited for this game. There's so many reasons to be excited about this game, even if you're not Sheriff Joe Bags, because of course it's the first official battle of Los Angeles. The Rams get a chance to prove that they are the team in Los Angeles, which I don't think that there's really a battle for Los Angeles, but for the Chargers' sake of existing, then we have to say that it's a battle. So it's a battle. And also, personally, my father is a big Chargers fan, and this is going to be an exciting game. And we actually talked about it the other day because of my plans to move to California. This could be, he was the one that said it, this could be the final time that me and my dad watch the Rams versus the Chargers game together. And it's kind of a bummer, but you know what? That means that the Rams just have to beat the crap out of the Chargers so that I can hang on to that for the rest of my life. But hopefully it's not the last time we watch the game together. But also, make sure you guys on the pregame live on the Ram Showcase Facebook page. So make sure you guys go give that page a like. Make sure you're getting notifications on this. I will be giving away a Todd Gurley rookie card, which will be pretty cool. I did pick up some new stuff, so I do have some more awesome giveaways to do. But this week is the Todd Gurley card. And I'm doing Todd Gurley mainly because it's Todd Gurley versus Melvin Gordon. And those are the only two running backs that were drafted in that class. So we're going to go ahead and hop into our break, and on the other side, we've got a whole bunch of fan quesos, so don't go anywhere. What's up, guys? Thanks for checking out the YouTube video, watching the preview of the Rams and Chargers game, which should be a pretty awesome one. I'm really excited about this game. Make sure you guys follow the Ram Showcase on all of the social media places you can think of. That's at Ram Showcase on Instagram and Twitter, facebook.com/Ram Showcase. And then you can follow me as well at Sheriff Joe Bags on Instagram and Twitter, facebook.com/Sheriff Joe Bags. Pretty simple, right? And again, make sure you guys check out that the Facebook Live, the pregame. It's nothing too crazy. It's not an extension of the show per se, but we do get into some pretty cool stuff, and we do a trivia question where you can do a giveaway. This question, the only thing I'm going to give you, it has something to do with the history of the Rams and Chargers matchup. Can't wait to see you guys there.